Hey, puppy people, Jude the Puppy Nanny here. Today's presentation is called Shall We Dance? And it's the very best puppy training. You can see in the picture that that family knows what fun it is when your puppy dances with you. So I want to talk a little bit about what puppy training is not. It's not rote repetition. You do. I say you do. It is not command and obey. This is not the army. And it is not about dominance. What we have learned about dogs in the last, I'm going to say 50 years or so, which I don't think we knew before, was that how clever, how intelligent they are. They're very well able to read our body language. They certainly, and you would know this if you have a dog who has ever picked up on your sadness or your sickness, they intuit our emotional and our physical state so well. They can think, and if you've done some training at all with a dog, and you give them time to think after you've taught them something and you're waiting for them to figure it out, you can actually see that in their body positioning, the penny drop. You can see when that. So they can think, and certainly they can communicate clearly. They use every part of their bodies to communicate, from the tip of their nose from the top of their nose to the tip of their tail. And they communicate very clearly with one another. Sometimes, and you may or may not know this, we inadvertently mess up their ability to communicate with one another when we don't allow our new puppies to growl, or we don't allow them to interact with other dogs. Because older dogs certainly will tell puppies what for if they get out of line, and sometimes we're a little bit too protective because they need to learn how to speak dog. It helps if we know how to speak a little dog too, so that we can understand what's going on. Now, the man's name is Zach. I seem to have managed to cut the Z off his name. And he does a program called the Dog Training Revolution, and has, several hundred videos on YouTube. And he coaches people to communicate with their dogs in their training. It's not, and he's one that does not believe in sort of training by rote. It's about building a relationship. It's about building a bond. It's about understanding the dog and having the dog understand you. And he promotes patience, love, and respect. He's one of my heroes for sure. You know, until adolescence arrives, and depending on the breed, that will be anywhere from 4 months, 4 to 6 to 7 months. The smaller the breed, the sooner adolescence. Then until adolescence arrives, you've got a willing student. Once adolescence arrives, then whatever you've trained starts on a collision course with the big world. And that's when adolescence arrives, is when you need to be on top of the situation and just be constantly reminding your puppy what you've already taught him, and reinforcing the behavior when he does it properly, or does as you have asked. And so if you start now, when your puppy's very young, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks, then when adolescence shows up, you've got the behaviors you want installed, and then it's a question of reminding and reinforcing in a positive way. Positive being the key term, no jerking, no smacking, because that is not respectful. And I, along with Zach George and many other trainers nowadays, thank goodness, believe in training with patience, love, and respect. And truly, puppy training is like dancing. It's 2 steps forward, da la 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 la, pause. 1 step sideways, pause. 2 steps back, pause. Change direction, and move to the music. Well, the music in this case is the pup's ability to do as you've asked, and his understanding that he has grasped what you're trying to teach. So, and the trick is that when I say in the dance steps, 2 steps back, is that sometimes we try and move ahead in our training before pup is ready. Hasn't quite got it yet. So that's not the time to forge ahead. That's the time that the music says take 2 steps back. You and your puppy can dance the tango if you observe how he is responding to what you're asking. You certainly encourage every piece of what he attempts to do. Let's just say you've attempted to get him from lying down to a stand. And so you're pulling the treat straight up, and then you're pulling it back toward you, and he kind of goes, and he begins. This is in the early going. He begins to sort of shift his body as though we were going to get up. Well, reward it and encourage it. Yes, that's it. Come on, come on. Because the way that we train is in encouraging and talking to the pup. And, of course, practice often. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And if you want to learn to dance with your puppy right in your own home, you can get my online puppy training program right here. You'll get my support and guidance for 6 weeks. We do a weekly training module and then a weekly question and answer period for 6 weeks with lots of resources sent in little bite-sized pieces into your inbox every week, and that is $67, and you can get started right now by clicking on the underlined bits. And you know, most important of all, what do I say every time? And you know, I really mean it. I can't think of anything more fun myself than training a puppy to do something, having fun in the training, and then watching as he gets it. So what I want to say to you today is, yes, please start training your puppy today and have fun. That's it for this time. Woo!